Surprising you a little
Good
early
eve.
this time. Welcome and welcome to the one, the only TCU Esports and at EGF. Welcome on to the stream.
Yeah, welcome everybody. We got more Super Smash Brothers for you guys this week. We're in week 5 of TCU Esports. We're going to be having the four-peg Bison Chasers going up against Turtle Mountain, and it's going to be a great matchup between these two. I believe we've seen this one before, just a little bit earlier.
I do believe as well, actually, there aren't a lot of teams in the TCU sort of sphere. And so we will have some of those repeats as we run through the season now in the back half of it. And honestly, pretty exciting as we've got, like you said, Turtle Mountain College and Fort Peck. And that's the rosters there for the side of Turtle Mountain. You got Foster, Ashton, Alexis, and Noah with Coach Mr. Salberg. And for the side of Fort Peck, you got Jamie, Austin, Zach, and Wasey with Coach Amon Ra. And so I'm pretty excited to get into it we'll have to see exactly what these two teams are planning on bringing out for us once we get into the actual meat and potatoes of this game.
Absolutely. And keeping those characters real close to the hand is going to be real important. Just making sure that nobody knows what counter picks they could possibly run into. Just making sure that everything stays up to board and up to snuff. Just get ready for these guys to hop into it. And it looks like they're great minds thinking alike.
Great minds think alike, and apes together are strong, as we've got the double DK going into the battlefield as they square off for that first little bit, 9:45, and then they're going to get right set off on the way to it as you got FPCC and you've got the DK showing off.
Yeah, interested to see what they're gonna do with this one here because both these guys, the DK Ditto is something that you don't often see in regular competitive Smash Brothers. Not as common as you think it'd be, but man, it's like it's really just a contest of who's gonna do the goofier confirming to each other because DK is so large, he gets hit by every combo, including his own. So it's really just who's gonna be able to really put the execution in.
Yeah, and so far, Petrella has been showing off, and we've seen some really solid stuff from Petrella and the side of Turtle Mountain so far. A lot of good shield pressure on the side of FPCC, but Petrella has really been hitting some interesting plays as both these players seemed maybe a little rusty on the DK, but a solid right hook. And no confirm on the berry there. That's something that you probably want to get back for Dom, but well, I mean, I guess you're doing okay.
Yeah, no harm, no foul. And K-Wing, I gotta say that we're gonna have an SD as well. But I gotta know how they ended up going to the side. We're gonna go DK Ditto on this first match, and it's looking like both these guys are having a time. Peach Roller going back to their usual plan of boarding the platforms. Will get a few dash attacks as both these guys just taking their time, looking for the opening and taking not the biggest combo, but they're just kind of getting damage where they can and trying to be as greedy as possible. Peach Roller gets called out for their hubris. They're gonna end up getting footstooled and lose out on the stock.
Yeah, and I mean, we see some good follow-up. I'm a little surprised, though, honestly, Mob, because Moby, I don't think we've seen either of these guys use that neutral B, that oh-so-powerful charged-up punch that Donkey Kong can get off. It's a very powerful move, especially when comboed into that side B. that berry, because it does take a little while to, it does have a little bit of input lag, but if you land it, it is some guaranteed damage. And honestly, I think for Turtle Mountain, they're probably going to end up with the L here unless something big happens, like a bit of a misinput.
Yeah, and it's been the great equalizer. Both these teams trying to get a little overzealous with their advantage state. And you were saying it like the we haven't seen the donkey punch come out. I'm thinking that both these players are maybe just a little afraid to really commit to a really laggy option like that. And Peachorella is showing her fear, pops her own shield. Won't be a big punish, but Dom trying to get something going. Still has Peachorella tuck on that platform. They'll swap positions and get themselves just slow it all the way down as if Fort Peck just fully in control here. Has nothing to do but just make sure that they finish this out and get move on to the next one. Be very expensive
Mm-hmm.
when as Up Smash comes out, Dom's able to close it. But a win nonetheless.
Yeah, I mean, a win for Donkey Kong, no matter what you think. And I mean, I think in general, I was definitely not the showing I think we've come to expect exactly from TCU, not in terms of just like quality of play, but just generally in terms of as we're talking about just, I don't know. I don't think we've ever seen really that level of like coordination of like back and forth kind of vibes of like going Donkey Kong. I
Yeah.
I don't expect I really didn't expect like, because it had to be like a gentleman's at that point.
It because this isn't like oh we both take Joker on the character select screen. I guess we're duking it out with our mains. Like nobody's going let me pick Donkey Kong in and then also have two Donkey Kong players who just happen to play Donkey Kong in the same time. There had to have been some sort of coordination with that.
Yeah, I that it had to be. There's no other like explanation for it other than just like coordination. And it does explain why maybe these players weren't as used to the Donkey Kong, didn't exactly have down the mechanics and how Donkey Kong is generally played. It does make a little bit of sense when you think of it like that. But now I suppose as we go into this next little set, um, Donkey Kong the is going to be remaining for FPCC.
Okay, so yeah, we will see at least one more stock of the Donkey Kong, and again, just one of those big bodies that gets comboed easy. So won't be too hard to find themselves a counter, Turtle Mountain. So really, it's really just going to be a matter of how they're going to pick the poison and see what they'll how they'll adjust because it looked like that was more one of those comfort matches just to get themselves in the swing of things before they really started duking it out.
Yeah, I think so too. And I think that for the moment, as we are trying to actually figure things out in this lobby and get everything coordinated, I don't know. I think that one of the things that can't be stressed enough, I think, for this level of Smash Bros. Is that power of comfort pick, is the power of being able to have a character, and maybe you're not playing the ideal meta pick or even like the ideal pick meta playstyle, but have a character that you know and have a little comfort niche in, and being able to play that and being able to hone that strategy. Um, because again, I think we've seen some really good play out of TCU. and some good play. As now we're looking at this next matchup, one stock remaining for FPCC, as we've got our characters and their selections locked and loaded. As we get into the matchup, it's Steve, it's Donkey Kong, and I believe for the matchup, we're going to be having, as you notice, FPCC jumping off twice to get back to that stock level that we had for the end of the last match. This is that 4v4 crew battle format that we've been expecting.
Just one stock to get for Turtle Mountain, and it looks like the Steve is getting in and has some muster to him as well. He has not let Dom touch the ground. Finally, he does as he gets a forward air to land, but the oppression just beginning here on Final Destination. And K-Wing,
Actually, it's
it's
just
already
ending.
Over.
It's just
already
ending,
over.
in fact. And I think that doesn't surprise me, as we've got the Steve going out and taking the W, and a pretty quick one at that. As well, there you go. I mean, I don't know if there's anything else really to say there, and that's more of what I'm expecting out of TCU in general, and TMC in specific. They've had a pretty solid play thus far, and so now we're evened up 9-9, and we're having this straight square off in the center. And honestly, frankly, I'm pretty excited for it, because I think now we're getting into the electrics. That is, of course, by the way, for our Steve, there is, let me get that roster up. I believe that's Ashton. We had Foster going up first at the DK, and we had Jamie from the side of FPCC. So now we're going to have Austin jumping in, and it's gonna, I don't believe this, in fact, because I'm getting a little preview that you're not, because I have the production screen in front of me, but I don't think you're gonna believe this. Never mind, it didn't happen. It didn't actually happen. It showed the little screen popping up of a Steve, and my goodness, another Donkey Kong. And
there's
then,
no way.
I don't believe it. I don't fully accept it, but
I mean,
I think
Hey Wing, it's only a -2 matchup. It could be a -3. You could have picked Ganon.
Oh wait,
So,
never mind. Never mind. We've got this. We're going into it.
Oh, and it's got
Against the
slightly
Bowser.
better.
I mean, sure. Bowser is one of the faster characters in the game. As going into it, well, all right, we gotta boot up the rules. We gotta boot up the rules, gamers. It's rules time. It's rules moment. All right. Well.
Yeah, K-Wing, I mean, it seems like this would have been one of those matches where you could just start it right off the bat. Both these guys had 3 stocks. I don't think there was any point where
Do you believe
Austin lost a stock, so
yeah, let's
we'll have
see.
to see what the ruling is.
I actually don't know. We're gonna have to signal our wonderful Commissioner Tyler. Does the 9:45 rule apply when there are no forfeit, but we're into the game? So yeah, um,
The commission
well,
figure that one out
yeah,
for us.
yeah, we'll kick that one up the chain because I actually don't know the way that it is formatted is in the rules. It says match procedure. Um, Players select their characters blind. First stage is selected. Players complete the first 3 stock game. The losing team then declares their next player and the character they will be playing. Winner of the game preceding strikes 2 stages, then there's a pick. The winning player of the preceding game must stay as the character they played in the previous game. This is all normal stuff. The winning player forfeits their stocks lost in the previous game. And then the next game is played when the in-game timer hits 9:45. So the question um is I don't know. Um
Seems like one of those rules is written sort of deals that I could understand the mix up at the very least. So,
yeah.
would there, I would hope there isn't a penalty that would have to be administered. I'd like to see this one just get played out.
Yeah, and it looks like actually that's what they're doing here as we jump into it. Is I think they've decided to just play it out as happens. They did give Petrella a free hit, so it was about even in terms of the percentage, but they're just gonna go at it. And honestly, personally, that's my preference: is live and let live, and die and let smash. You know?
Exactly. This is my as we're gonna see for Peck Austin fly off the ledge a little bit earlier than he would have wanted to. But they say ball up top and it never lies. So there's a second
Ooh,
SD as Austin is throwing himself off. Maybe we're seeing a reset.
maybe
No, we're
maybe a
gonna no, we're
misinput.
fighting on. Yeah, that was just
Yeah,
a very
I
unfortunate
think it's definitely
misinput.
just a misinput, an up A instead of an up B, and
Gonna get that
yeah.
that third one. That looks like, man, I'm wondering if that controller might have been malfunctioning. Kind of looked like he was trying to wave dash for a second, but unfortunately,
Mm-hmm.
this is not that sort of game. Sakurai did not want that for
No,
us.
no wave dashing, no backwards long jump, none of that little nightmare. We are not in melee anymore, but
Looks like that'll be it for Austin as Turtle Mountain able to get themselves a scratch another across the board. But
mm-hmm.
really awkward game right there. Just
Yeah,
having ourselves a little bit of that technical issues, and that can really just throw you off your rhythm to could cause a
mm-hmm.
few misinputs.
Yeah. I think that that was rough. Um, yeah. Um, I'm just gonna I'm gonna make the call myself. We're not getting any response from yeah. I think just at the moment,
I don't have to see how we will. But I mean, certainly, especially with Austin getting that first hit and the unfortunate SDs that preceded it, it seems like there might be more might be more for Fort Peck to say, hey guys, I think we accidentally started that game a little bit too early. Maybe we can run it back again.
yeah,
Not sure
again,
if there will be such luck.
yeah, we'll see. All right, no button check, and we're going to be going forward with it. New player, new character, as we're hopping right back into it. It's gonna be Ness walking into it,
Oh,
and there you go.
be Zach on the nest coming in. I have to see what he's running. Dashing in, dashing out with that PK fire, trying to stay ambiguous, but Ashton certainly piling it on and staying safe themselves. A little bit faster on that forward smash and just continuing to control the space around, especially with that mine cart into the up smash, big damage already done. And especially with a lighter character like Nest K Wing, this could be one of those matches that the firepower starts to get a little too much for just one motherboard to handle.
Yeah, and honestly, I think the scariest thing about it here is about this NES is that recovery does have a little bit of a learning curve to it when you come to sort of that more beginner intermediate level smash. NES's recovery is not just a simple hold up B and you go straight up. It is more difficult than that. To some extent, as you're sort of learning, so that character has a touch more of a learning curve uh, in terms of those controls. And now Petrella with the diamond as well is just gonna get, I mean, completely dominant to this point.
Yeah, and just broke that diamond gear, but still has a diamond online. Looks like the pickaxe is still there. I didn't know the tools broke individually, which is actually insane. That we're now seeing Austin with Ashton rather with full diamond gear minus the shovel and nothing but time on their hands. TNT is going to go down and it's going to get a little scary for Zach as he finally gets that first stock, but still loads of way to go.
Mm-hmm. And gets the diamond sword back as well. Gonna get hit by the PK fire, but almost ending it right there. And that's gonna be just moments after time and again. I mean, oh boy. I don't know if that minecart's gonna be enough. No, it's not. That's gonna be
No, it
it.
certainly will be. Yeah, Zach got caught in that minecart, and there's just not much he could do out of that. Was unable to mash out of it because he was at such a low percent, and then the recovery and the nest recovery in a high pressure situation like that. I'm not even sure if he would have made it back naturally. So just good on Ashton for taking down another, and I believe only losing one stock in the process.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, only losing one stock in the process, and Petrella and the entirety of TMC at this moment at 8. Last player here for Fort Peck for this set at least. And you have to say, there's absolutely a way where you've got the closer coming in and you've got a really big opportunity to see something special, something incredible.
Yeah, and you know, when you change your perspective, that's when miracles happen. You still
Mm-hmm.
got Wasey at the very end of the line, and they could be the person to hold down the fort. Got them coming in right here. It's going to be the Zelda who, uh, unfortunately, hasn't been too uh, handy at defending our kingdom, but now she'll have to hold down the entirety of Fort Peck.
Yeah, as we get into it, another 9:45 wait, and then they're going to get right set up. A good grab into almost kind of getting the up smash, and the minecart again going to be so oppressive out of Fort Peck. Oops, uh, as now looking at an 8-3 setup, you need to see a really dominant win here out of this Zelda. Otherwise, it's just going to be a wrap for
Yeah,
FPCC. And that linger on the up smash is ridiculous.
man, that thing just lasts like 6 years. Every time you think that it's done, it's like, no, we still gotta hold out one more generation. I need to oppress somebody. And the
Oh.
SD gonna be coming out unfortunate. Not a lot of percent here on Ashton as they're still early into the second stock and continuing to let it rain onto Wasey. Got a little bit of a get up attack to set up to reset neutral, but diamond gear already this early into the match is something you don't want to see because it wasn't even the durability cost that got that first stock. So
Mm-hmm.
Ashton just playing with house money right here.
Oh, yeah, by a lot. And I mean, with the diamond gear, I. I don't even know at this point. You're looking at 2 stocks remaining for FPCC. And at 130%, one good hit here can just be enough. That's going to be the destruction.
Yeah, and that was the powered up mine cart that like didn't even stand a chance. You got hit by that thing, it will spell curtains. 18% on hit, and then takes another 10% off that anvil just for good measure. It's all Ashton right now, as they got great space and won't be able to get that F smash. Got a little trap set, but you're gonna keep their space.
Almost
But
made a
man,
TNT
okay,
minecart.
is that a thing? Can you actually do that in this
I
game?
don't think so. I don't think so. But it
Oh
would be
man.
pretty cool if you could. As getting those diamond tools back is TMC, and with 53% remaining, throwing out that minecart and just completely reclaiming all stage control is nasty at a TMC.
Absolutely. And that's just that's what Steve can do. And whoa, the TP not gonna be long enough. But
No.
yeah, it's gonna be Ashton cleaning up house and getting Turtle Mountain the first win. And even though that final score was 8-0, the overall score is still 1-0. So Fort Peck has a chance to regroup and try and find out what they can do about Steve. Which, if they can find out, please let the rest of the Smash community know, because that guy's been terrorizing us for years now.
Truly, truly. And at that point, um, I don't know. And I think genuinely it's gonna be, I don't know if DK is really the is like that character of choice of comfort, or if that's something that they're trying to push for. I think generally speaking, go with your comfort pick. Go with the character you've got the most hours on. Meta be darned. Everything else be darned. Go with that. Go with that comfort, because
Yeah,
in like your major, in your local, like maybe you have to play a little more adhering to the meta. Even not really. There are still a lot of people that can get very far with low picks in the meta, but at this level of play, you are looking for just literally whatever you're familiar with, and whatever you've got the muscle memory, the knowledge to say, I can recover from here, I can't recover from here, and range and everything that you just have sort of an innate feeling for. And that might be the difference.
yeah. K Wing was actually on here last night. We were talking with Gumi from a believe that was the Wolves of or Hannum, and he that guy is a Corrin main. Corrin being like one of the worst characters in this game objectively, was making Corrin look was making not Corrin, Robin, making Robin look like the most dangerous character we've ever seen in our lives. Pressing that nair, making all 7 seconds 11 sword look like might have made it look like a final smash. And as long as he was comfortable with how he was using his moves, and who's to say the Donkey Kong pick isn't a bad idea? Well, I've seen
Oh.
personally down here in Alabama, we've got a player who loves playing Donkey Kong and made it like a huge upset over Jazzo a few years back. And I think if Donkey Kong can beat one of those FGC characters, then just about anything's possible, as long as you're able to get those bread and butters to start working, of course.
Yeah, I think, and generally, that bread and butter of the Donkey Kong is that neutral B, is the Donkey Punch. It has a long windup, but it's one of those moves that you have that's sort of a resource build. It's sort of that Steve mining that play. It's one of those moves where it is an investment of time into a really big payout. As now we've got Zelda going up against Sonic. Hit and run versus the projectiles. And they're going to go right at it right here, right now. They should be. Maybe they're not gonna. Either way, hey, who said they don't have to do this? I did tell them they didn't have to do this, but they're gonna still wait to
But
9:45 out of habit.
they're what is it? It's the lawful good in them, just making sure that they abide by the rules and there's nothing, no confusion going on. So
Yeah.
they're gonna get right back into it. Looks like Wasey coming right back after the unfortunate game in the last set will now open us up here. So we won't see any DK matchups quite yet, but as we're looking at the ones on our screen, it's gonna be that Zelda Sonic matchup, and both these guys just making sure that they keep a little bit of space from each other because once that Sonic gets in, that's when things start to get dangerous.
Yeah, and so far, Waste has been doing a really good job at keeping that Sonic at arm's length. And
Home and attack
okay,
moment.
yeah, it really
Yeah,
is.
that's
Yeah.
yeah. You want home and attack to like lock on to your opponent, and no matter where it is, they'll just go like, "What if we went to the blast zone instead?" I've seen people lose majors doing that, and it's just the Sonic main. They love that move so much, and
Ooh.
unfortunately, they're gonna lose a life again. Fort Peck
Yeah.
already got themselves in a hole here early.
Yeah. And the unfortunate thing is that, you know, one of those mistakes was just a blunder, but one of those mistakes is just a kind of a common occurrence, honestly. And
Oh, the pineapple. Oh man. Bonked the head right on the bottom part of the stage, ate up that entire jump. Unfortunate.
yeah, I mean, at that point, oh, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what else to say there other than that's really rough. Yeah,
You just got to chalk that one up to the game and just go like,
yeah,
you can't have it all. Some days you're just gonna bonk under the stage and SD your last stock.
yeah, yeah. It would hurt less though without the situation that FPCC is in, already down one set to nil, and now going into a red hot Wacy on this Zelda. All three stocks remaining. Gonna need a really big upset and a really big change if we're looking at even evening this out.
Yeah, and not to mention the work they're gonna put in if they want to make sure that this is evened out. And it's really just gonna be a matter of getting rid of that Zelda because we've seen that while the roster is about that same level, you don't want to have to deal with a character that can abuse the fact that they have the ability to manipulate space like that. And just how these guys are playing where nobody's really wanting to approach and really press um that sort of combat style. We'll have to see how they adjust. But we got Captain Falcon on the screen. That's a man who loves to get right in your face and bring that action right to you. Gonna, of course, give it the gentleman
Customary
15
pause.
seconds.
Mm-hmm.
hmm But I don't see what the first move is as they stand ready to duel. It's Zelda that's gonna jump in first, as Lacey off to the races here.
Woo! Wow. All right. I mean, Wacy wasting no time is using this Guardian to impressive extent. I think it's the Darknet. I forget the actual name of it.
But man, that night coming through, my friend used to call him Atlas because he held up the entire, single-handedly holding up that entire kit by himself.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Turtle Mountain just really out and trying to run away with this, and just loving the pressure that Fort Peck is still coming up with, even as they're down a stock, because they know that they got a lot of work to do here, as he'll get the upbeat over Atlas, but find himself in the loving arms that up smash instead into an up air. Great conversion from Turtle Mountain.
Mm-hmm. All right. It is a Phantom. Um,
Phantom,
by
that
the
is what
way,
he's called. That
and
is him.
Oh, I mean, makes
Man.
sense to call it a phantom because it is currently haunting the nightmares of FPCC. 66%, the only damage that FPCC's gotten onto the Zelda this entire fight. And the phantom has just been a nightmare. Just nothing you can do. There's almost another 0 to death coming through here.
Yeah, I hadn't even realized. It's like you blink and it's like he lost his second stock out of nowhere. And that
Mm-hmm.
third one, only at 124, Phantom's gonna come out, hit an overhand, and it's starting to look real bleak. However, the lift for just a little bit longer makes it on and eats that F tilt. That'll do it. All three stocks still mountain here. They've only lost their first player, and seems like they've lost me as well. My goodness, my cat is knocked out. There we go. All right, cat just knocked. He's jiggling the cords behind.
No. Oh, and it appears I'm losing a little of your audio as well.
Oh my
Um,
goodness, cat, you
oh,
gotta.
we're back. We're back in here. But
Oh no, we're gone again. Cat, you gotta go.
uh
Step over it. Let's go.
little
All
gremlin.
right, man. It's food time at 9 o'clock, so he's like it's 9 o'clock, right? Like it's gotta be.
Oh man. That's that's really funny. That's the one thing I'm afraid of when with like maybe adopting a cat in the future is that I do not have cable organization and I'm so worried of that cat just disrupting my spaghetti nightmare or just like chomping on something and me being like, why doesn't my microphone work anymore?
Yeah, I've learned that there are a few cores that are loose, but he can only get to so many of them. Speaking of getting to them, they're Fort Peck gonna have to get to the Zelda if they want to continue on. 6 to 12 stocks, as Turtle Mountain has not lost one yet. But we're off to the races here. We got Bowser Jr. on the stage, and another one of those characters that can really get at you and put on a lot of damage as well. Not to mention, but still, Turtle Mountain not letting him get anywhere close.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you know, I think we've seen a lot of that same uh we had like a we had a little term. I think it might have been for a player on TMC actually. Uh at one point, I think I forget what move they were using pretty frequently, but I think it might have been like up smash or something like that. And we called them the up smash merchant. And you gotta respect Wacy here, bringing the down special merchant with quite a many wares for sale. And you best believe they are all down smash. It has a little bit of the like the side special as well. Or not down smash,
Yeah,
down special.
yeah, and yeah, I mean, there's a sweet spot right there. That's gonna get that stock going in a hurry. But if you're these characters, you got to use the good moves. Even if it makes you a merchant, it's what makes you rich. So it's always nice to go into the mines and dig out what you can. As that was a great backup by Turtle Mountain, continuing to keep that space off the Zelda. Side B finally gonna get themselves a little bit of a hit, but it's these stray hits that Fort Peck has been able to get just have not been converting into big damage. They've only gotten the one, and then they have to reset neutral once again, which is really working in the way of Peachurella, who is just cruising through these interactions.
Yeah, because like she has the follow up. She has the ideas of what to do when a character's off stage. It might be throwing down the Phantom. It might be throwing down just a beating. It might be the Phantom. It might be the Din's Fire. But she has those two options. She has the ability to mix them up, and it might be a
My
little
golly,
cheesy, but Heck if it ain't effective.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's only two options, but man, there are some really good options. Those two are, and you mix that up with the occasional sweet spot fair slash bear that Petrol's been throwing out, and that's all you really need to get these games going. It doesn't take much. You just have to be effective and make sure you're landing your moves, because that's all that really matters. Stacking up some percent and getting the kill.
Yeah, and honestly, for the moment, yeah, I think, TMC, I think the coach of Turtle Mountain is. I think Turtle Mountain, their coach, is watching the stream because they just sent "that was Ashton lol" with the up smash the last time you streamed. So it was Ashton, the up smash merchant. Um, hilarious.
Actually, you know what we did see
was remembered.
We got some fans out there. They like to, they gotta watch back the VODs, so they'll hear us.
Yeah, but I just find it funny that the coach was like, that was Ashton, our wonderful and lovely up smash merchant. And like, I don't know, I want to stress that that's not a way of like making fun of these players or anything like that, because again, if it's effective, if the well doth not run dry, you would be a fool to not return. But like, it is just interesting here because it does allow a certain amount of ability for these players to go in and say, okay, they have this one move that they have a little bit of like favoritism towards, as I might have looked away for 5 seconds and it might have been
we got
2 stocks gone.
Done.
Oh my goodness.
And by the way, we got a princess beatdown, and the lady Hyla is not taking any mess, not even from the Mushroom Kingdom.
No, I mean, oh my goodness. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So looks like we're gonna see the ending of that fight, and wowzers, that's gonna be a cleanup right there for Peachtrella, and Turtle Mountain continuing to cruise on as Fort Peck moving to their final 3 stocks.
Yeah, I mean, wow. That's actually it, I believe. I think that's I believe it is Jover.
Oh, is it Jover? It's a bit unfortunate. Apologize for the technical difficulties.
Yeah,
but
my apologies.
yeah, I mean, regardless, congrats to Turtle Mountain. Quick 2-0 and handled mostly by one of both. I believe there was only 3 players that we saw from Turtle Mountain, so great on them. Made sure that the team got a little bit of rest today as they cruised to victory here against the Bison Chasers of Fort Peck. Congratulations to Turtle Mountain.
Yeah, and we're actually going to very soon get into an interview with with one of the players. They're going to get into an interview with Ashton, our one and only up smash merchant. Is going to be walking in with us for a little chat. So we'll be right back in just a moment, and we'll have that set up. So see you in just a second. All right, and we are back. Thank you for waiting for us. But we're here with the one, the only Ashton from Turtle Mountain College. Ashton, thank you for joining us.
Hey, nice to be here. Thank you for having me.
And how are you feeling after a pretty dominant victory for you and for TMC in general?
I feel pretty good. It was pretty fun. Pretty normal at this point, I guess. I don't mean that in a
Yeah.
bad way.
Oh, I mean, of course not. You know, the feeling of victory is hopefully, you know, once you
Yeah.
get used to it, it's like it's something that you always are striving for. But as you guys get another win in the books, we got a note that you guys were that you Ashton are actually the infamous up smash merchant that we were speaking
Yeah,
on.
I remember that last week, a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, so there was how do you feel with such a title, and how have you been using it to your advantage?
Uh, I honestly like the title. That's what I'll probably keep using it. Always have it in the bag, just sitting there, just ready.
Oh man. I actually have one more question. I know I did actually technically lie to you here, but right now you guys at TMC, the mighty Mikinocks, you're 5-0. Um and you have but one game left in the season and currently undefeated in sets as well. I have to ask you, do you think there's anyone that can take you down, especially since your next opponent is Hinu, who is number 2, currently 4-0, also undefeated on sets? Do you guys think you're up to the challenge on that?
Um, I do believe they will give us a pretty good go. I don't know who's gonna win for sure, but I do think it's gonna be a pretty good challenge.
Yeah, I agree. All right, and then actual last question here of, is there anyone, while we're on the stream, is there anyone you want to give a thank you to, give a shout out to, anyone in particular?
The main
The
person I
floor
want
is
to give a
yours.
shout out to is my brother. He's the one that taught me how to play Smash. And then besides that, probably my girlfriend and my parents, because they're amazing.
What's their names?
Alex Azure, my brother is Dion, and my parents, Eric and Lonnie Dion.
Good assist coach.
They're an amazing coach for
Oh.
him too.
Oh,
All right.
bless him.
Um. Well, that's going to be it for us. Thank you for joining us. Congratulations on the win, and good luck on your final game of the regular season. Just next week. Maybe we'll see you guys on stream once more.
Thank you.
We'd be okay with that. We're ready for Hinu. We're ready for the challenge. We want to go into the TCU AHEC tournament with the 1 seed. So we're ready.
Yeah. And keep playing like that, and I think you just might. But all right, that's been it for us. That has been Ashton out of Turtle Mountain College, with Coach's left arm sticking out on stream. But yeah, that's it for us. Yeah, so wrapping it up here, and we'll see you guys around for more EGF action next week for more TCU Smash. So we'll see you next time. Goodbye. Goodbye.